Hello my dear friends, today, I thought of sharing with you about the great story behind the legendary mountain, Adam's Peak, Sripada, in Sri Lanka. Story of Sripada, Adam's Peak. Sripada is first mentioned in the Deepavamsa, the earliest Pali chronicle written in 4th century as Samanthakuta, and also in the 5th century chronicle, Mahavamsa, where it is stated that the Buddha visited this mountain peak. The chronicle Rajavaliya states that the king Valagambar had taken refuge in the forests of Adam's Peak against invaders from India, and later returned to Anuradhapura. The Mahavamsa again mentions the visit of King Vijayabahu I (1058–1114) to the mountain. The famous Chinese pilgrim and Buddhist traveller, Fahian stayed at Sri Lanka and mentions Sripada, although it is not made clear whether he actually visited it. The Italian merchant, Marco Polo, in his travels in 1298 CE noted that Adam's Peak was an important place of pilgrimage, but did not mention of a footprint on the rock. The Arab traveller, Ibn Battuta, climbed to the summit of the mountain which he called Sarandab in 1344 CE. In his description he mentions a stairway and iron stanchions with chains to help the pilgrims. The first ascent of the peak by an Englishman was made by Lieutenant William Malcolm of the 1st Ceylon Regiment on April 26, 1815. And his account of the ascent was published in the Government Gazette, of May 10, 1815. John Davy, brother of the noted chemist Sir Humphrey Davy, visited the peak in 1817. He recorded observing an oversized footprint carved in stone and ornamented with a single margin of brass and studded with gems. The sacred footprint. On the summit of Adam's Peak is located a shrine, a belfry and a resting place. The center of the attraction is a stone tablet covering the sacred footprint of Lord Buddha. Most pilgrims attempt the climb solely for the purpose of paying homage to the shrine. This is where mountain's Sinhala name originates, Sripada Sinhala for resplendent feet. Nearly as much has been written about the sacred footprint as has been about the mountain itself. According to Giovanni de Marigoli in 13th century seafarer, the size, I mean the length thereof, is 2.5 of our palms, about half a Prague ell. And I was not the only one to measure it, for so did another pilgrim, a Saracen from Spain. Robert Knox, an Englishman who lived in Sri Lanka in the 17th century, wrote that it was about 2 feet long. Captain John Ribeiro, in his account of Sri Lanka, presented to the King of Portugal in 1687, claimed that the footprint could not be more perfect had it been done in wax. In 1859 James Emerson Tennant, the colonial secretary of Ceylon during the period of 1845 to 1850, described the footprint as a natural hollow artificially enlarged, exhibiting the rude outline of a foot about 5 foot long. Buddha's visit to Sri Lanka. According to the Mahavamsa, the historical chronicle of Sri Lanka, Lord Buddha visited the island 3 times. It was during the last sojourn of Buddha, and at the request of the deity of Adam's Peak, God Maha Suman Suman, the footprint was planted upon the summit of the rock. The Krakasamvara Tantra of Mahayana Buddhism reveals the tale of Lord Buddha leaving the impression of his foot on a mountain. However, the failure to record the name of the mountain has resulted in a mistaken identity by a Tibetan scholar leading to Mount Kailash in the western Himalayas. Beliefs by the Christians, Hindus and Muslims concerning footprint upon the summit of Adam's Peak Sripada. Tamil Hindus consider it as the footprint of Lord Shiva. It is also fabled that the mountain is the legendary Mount Trikuta, the capital of Ravana during the Ramayana times, from where he ruled Lanka. Muslims and Christians in Sri Lanka ascribe it to where Adam, the first ancestor, set foot as he was exiled from the Garden of Eden. The legends of Adam are connected to the idea that Sri Lanka was the original Eden itself. Thank you for watching my video on the great legendary peak, Sri Pada, the Adam's Peak. Please subscribe my YouTube channel and you will see my next video too.